Tonight, I've got the flip chart, so it's actually the opposite, so you guys are going to be able to read what I'm writing. So how are we all going? Just waiting for everyone to rock this up. Awesome stuff. Just waiting for everyone to get their bums on the live stream. Getting the green tea happening because it is absolutely freezing. Getting the body happening. How are we all? Good to have everyone on. Mr. Williams, good to have you on. You're driving, so make sure you're listening. Don't get too excited. Matty G, brother, how are you? And Joanne, good to have you on. Ante, thank you very much, guys. So this is going to give you all a bit of a taste test for, let me just turn that down so I'm not screaming. This is going to give you all a bit of a taste test for what we do and how we roll at the True Authentic Reality. Obviously, most of the people that are on here right now have committed, put their time aside to be part of the True Authentic Reality. And my motivation and my intention for why I'm doing this is that I really want to give people an understanding of what we're doing here at Team Beast Mode Australia and how we are adding value in all different areas. So my boy Matty G and we had a really good talk today. And we're talking about our forward forecast. We're talking about the big picture, why we're here and what we're doing at Team Beast Mode. And through this is part of another outstretched reach, service, momentum tunnel, different energy exchange. It's actually weird because I've got the flip side so you guys can actually see me right and I'm doing the opposite. And we came up with this end goal, this you know, why are we doing it? Why are we here? Why, you know, do we show up every day? Why are we creating content? Why are we creating workshops? Hey, Shane, hey, Eleni, how are we? And we came up with Team Beast Mode as a collective. Fida, how are you, my sister? Team Beast Mode as a collective, we want to be known, respected as the #1 transformational space in Australia and then eventually the world through our results proven. It's basically stats, yeah? So this is giving you guys an aspect of, obviously this is a paid online service where most of you beautiful people have given money, you guys have given time, you've given attention to be part of this. So I want to give the world a bit of a taste of what we're doing and why the True Authentic Reality is very, very special and close to my heart. It's a number of 7 different courses that I learnt over the years that I was able to get my True Authentic Reality out to me to be who I truly desire to be. So not me being in a job, someone else telling me who I have to be. It wasn't me wanting to fit in with the status quo. It was me being able to get my message out, how to elaborate who I want, and more importantly, to be able to get the results with people on and again and again and again in an ongoing basis. So another thing that I want you to know about that the True Authentic Reality creates your true authentic identity. And a really important thing that I created through this was that it's a mixture of neuro-linguistics programming, emotional intelligence, matrix energetics, human behavior, quantum linguistics, timeline. There's so much like a then basically life experience. You know, there is advanced communication. There's probably about 4 different leadership modules and 4 different leadership courses that I've impacted on an 8-week course where people tune in every Tuesday, which you are now at 7 p.m. and every Thursday at 7 p.m. There's a lot of spiritual stuff that I put in this as well, coming from your heart center, understanding there's a lot of guided meditation where, you know, no one else is doing that like myself because, you know, that's one great thing that I'm grabbing in all of these aspects around the world and I'm customizing it and then I'm delivering it at an amazing advantage that it's getting, you know, a huge result around the world. So that's giving you a bit of a taste test for the True Authentic Reality. So let's rock this out. Tonight's session is what we're going to be talking about. Let me get rid of that so we can see it. What we're going to be talking about is how to embody abundance, happiness, joy, and love. Firstly, where people get wrong and where they go wrong is understanding what abundance is. Yeah? To give you an understanding of what abundance is, remember, so abundance is different to what it is for me to you. Happiness is different again. Joy, love, and so on. So why I want to say that is that people lose themselves, they lose their identity, they lose their path because someone is telling you this is what abundance needs to be. It's all a guide. Language is just a guide. Remember, there's no right or wrong, black or white. It is what it is for you. So let's just get that straight. And let's, because I don't want to say, well, abundance needs to be this. And if that's not making you feel right, if that's not creating you into that fulfilled person and serving you, then obviously abundance needs to work differently. It needs to come to you as a different perspective, because people will lose their identity because, no, you have to talk this way, you have to move this way, you have to say this, you have to say that. But wait a minute. All of these are a recommendation. So where did the word abundance come from? Where did the word happiness come from? Where did the word joy and love come from? Someone created them. So from someone's experience of the world, through someone's model of the world, which is different for every single human being, they've created and said, well, abundance, and it's around about when there is a lot of stuff happening, and abundance means a lot, means that it's never ending, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? So that's a roundabout opinion of what it is. So the way I like to teach is that I want you to be able to take away from this and be able to take in the bits that work for you, but discourage and disengage the bits that don't. So whatever resonates with you and whatever grows you into a better person, a better woman, a better man, then I want you to hold on to them. And the bits that don't resonate with you, that you feel like, I'm not really gelling with that, and it could be everything that I say, that I don't want you to force that. Because if it's forced, there's a reason why it's forced, yeah? You guys are getting it? Cool, we got it? Hey, Catherine, good to have you on. So, what I'm going to teach how I've experienced it, how people that I relate to, people that I have values, that very similar values, beliefs, people that I respect, people that have got my best interests at heart. This is how I've been taught to learn and understand how to embody abundance, happiness, joy, and love. So firstly, what we want to get right, and firstly what we want to make right, and how we wanted to make it feel right, is understanding abundance and how you can use abundance to serve you and for your for your best ability or for your best purpose. So abundance as we know it, or what we've been told, is understanding that there is more than enough in anything. There's more than enough. There's unlimited health, there's unlimited wealth, there's unlimited contribution, there's unlimited, relationship and love. But where we restrict abundance is in our own minds. So as I said the day before, that you need to understand that since we've been conditioned through generations, we've been conditioned to fail, and we've been conditioned to basically not succeed, because the powers above have set up the world for people to come into the world to lose their awareness, lose their attention, lose their focus, and just exist. Yeah? And that's a no-brainer right there. So just let me get rid of that. So I'm going to teach you abundance of how it's added value to my life. So what I want you to understand, that an abundance and a lot of this and everything comes down from energy, yeah? It's basically giving you an understanding. So a lot of people normally say abundance and they think of money, they think of riches, yeah? So they think of this sign. So they think of, abundance. But what I want to teach you tonight is that you need to understand with abundance, there's abundance of time when you're open to it. There's abundance of wealth and riches when you're open to it. There's abundance of health when you look after yourself the right way and you treat your body like a temple. There is an abundance of happiness when you choose to be happy and see everything through the eyes and the goggles of a happy person. There's abundance of everything when you unlearn, and I'm going to say unlearn. Let me spell it right. You unlearn not learn. You unlearn what you've learned up to now, and that's going to give you that understanding of where you're going to be and how you are going to remove the plug so you know for abundance. So what I want to say to you people is that, let's be honest, have you, since you've grown up, hey, how you going, Steve? Good to have you on, man. Have you grown up and there's always been a lack of money, there's been a lack of time, there's been a lack of resources, there's been a lack of? Because that's unfortunately for our parents down the timeline, there've been always a scarcity mindset. So how I want to disrupt that today, understanding that if you, especially wherever you're from, we're in Melbourne, we'll be living in Bali, that there is abundance everywhere. How you embrace abundance is firstly understanding, switching your abundance switch on and giving yourself embedded commands that my birthright is abundant. Abundance flows in me, through me. I am abundant. All I need to do is be that person by giving an exchange of energy in so many different places that I am open to receiving and I am abundant. And you might think that's a little bit, airy-fairy. You might think that it's, well, does that work? No, it isn't, because you are an antenna. If you're sending out your message to the world, you're sending out, which you are, because we are all one consciousness. We are all the same. We are all operating at the same energies, but people's awareness is different. So when you're sending out that message or that thought, other people, the right people that are on the same consciousness will receive that. So embodying abundance is understanding and living that way by having flow, by not going out being crazy, blowing your money and blowing this, blowing that, but creating flow in your life. And the way you create flow, so I'll give you an example with wealth, that you need a backup plan. So to have abundance and to feel rich, that what you need is you need to make sure you're having an income stream or you're having a flow and it's returning. So then you don't need to, oh geez, I don't want to buy that dress, or geez, look, let's not go out tonight, because that's scarcity. But you can't just give without you receiving something. So what you do is you create other income streams, you create other energy sources. So, as they say, a millionaire has got 7 income sources, yeah? 7. So what they understand with that, these millionaires, they have different income sources. So they're putting out energy and value into other people's lives. And they don't need to be making $1 million in each. I think it's 100 and something in each stream. But what they're doing is, the more you get better at being you and gifting other people or having different energy exchanges, that is very abundant, because you are helping and giving back energy to the world across across 7 different streams, that you are opening yourself up for that. Because the thing is, if you're always worrying about, no, I need to save, I need to do that, you are blocking flow. You are blocking change. I knew that you were going to get that, Chris, because I was thinking in your head, I know that you know this one. 147,000 over 7 different incomes, yeah? So that's abundance and riches. And let's be honest, so true, this is resonating so much. Oh, awesome. So the more you show up, like, you might not even think about this, the more you show up and you give your gift to people, the more you're doing that, you are on the right track of being abundant. You might not see it in your bank account, or you might not feel it physically, but what I'm going to say to you is, let's just say you're all on a journey, and a lot of you have been on a journey of, you've come through my environment, or you've just come into an environment now, and what you've understood is that you're giving a lot of energy, you're showing up, you're being a better person, and now you're getting messages from others, you're getting more attention, people are saying thank you, you're starting to feel like you belong more in this planet. That is called abundance. You are becoming abundantly full of energy, abundant of contribution. And that's what you need to understand. Don't misconcept abundance as being money, because the whole word of money has got a big thing next to it called scarcity. Yeah? When we think about that, when we talk about money, when we say money, money's got a really big thing around it, and it looks like this. In our brain, when we talk about money, We've been conditioned, and unfortunately, maybe it might be different for some. Maybe you've been born in money. Maybe the parents have, found a different way. But the majority of 98% of the population, money is hard. Money is black. Money is hard to come by if you call it money. But if you change it up and talk about energy, if you understand that when you can be able to give your expression of yourself through energy, different parts of energy, that you are, an entrepreneur is a problem solver. Yeah, an entrepreneur is solving problems and obviously giving a person a solution, which is energy, which is an exchange of value. So the more that you can do that, people, you're adding that, and you're becoming abundant of knowledge. You're becoming abundant of love. You're becoming abundant of appreciation. What did Catherine say? I'm feeling the love through this video. We need to create the space for abundance to flow through. Awesome. Absolutely love it. And that's 100%. So let me ask you something. Do you feel or think, let's say feel, because you think you're going to get it wrong. Do you feel being in a job that you're ever going to be abundant, or you're limited? There's a roof on it. Of course it's limited, because you're not in control of the energy that you give. You have a duty. They tell you how much you're worth, and then that's it. So what I'm going to tell you some really cool tools to be able to embody abundance is, firstly, this is a simple thing of people that I know have a lot of abundance, is you understand that if you want to have the body of your dreams, there is abundance of health. So how are you going to get the body of your dreams and be abundantly healthy? Is you're going to eat the right foods. You're going to love yourself. You're going to put the good things in. You're going to drink a lot of water. You're going to do all that stuff. You're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be able to feel abundant in that. But if you say to me, it's hard to be healthy, I don't have any time, I don't have that, that is restricting you being abundantly healthy. Because you're eating the wrong food, you're making excuses, you're not doing the things you need to do. Okay? Let's talk about abundance with wealth, because I know it's the biggest thing, it's probably the biggest challenge for everybody. Well, that's the feedback that everyone gives me. Do you like my little Japanese, or it's Jabol's Japanese teacup? So people struggle with the understanding the way the world is set up, so people do not become abundantly independent, and that's with wealth. So understanding that you want to start programming your mind. If you go to a restaurant, you want to be able to get the steak. If you want to go to a restaurant, you get that good bottle of wine. If you're always, no, I just want that and I don't want that, and we'll go for the cheapest one, is that an abundant mindset? Is that changing your brain to be abundant? No, it isn't. So what it is that you need to start having the thought patterns of having a night out and just feeling free, having flow, not worrying about how much is costing, doing that, and just be free. Don't have any restrictions, don't have any limiting beliefs or any thought patterns. And just when you can do that, obviously don't go crazy, and I'm not saying go broke and spend millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. If you got it, cool. But if you don't, but it's having flow. So Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about putting $1,000 in your wallet. And I was doing this for a while, and still then I'm looking at it, I'm not going to spend it. You put $1,000 in your wallet. So every time you open your wallet, your mind says, geez, I have money. I am abundant. And you're tricking your mind for that, yeah? Another really good thing to do that, obviously every time you look at your wallet, you've got the $1,000, so it's not like a lack of. You want to always understand and program your mind. This is one that's really been working well with me to being abundant. That the better I get at being me, putting energy into other places of my life, I'm automatically going to be rewarded with abundance. So when I'm rewarded, that is a gauge that I know that I am getting into my power, or I'm in my ability. But if I'm not, that's me saying, because you know the whole thing about there's no such thing as resistive clients. There's only just resistive communication. There's no such thing as tight-ass people. There's just, do you know what I'm saying? There's resistive communication again, or there's resistive abundance, or resistive you're not giving your service across to the person clear enough that's empowering them. So that's the way, that's the little games that I play. But what I do is, I will walk somewhere and you look around this city and there's abundance everywhere. There's riches. You know, we don't live in a third world country. We live in an amazing city. From wherever you are, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Adelaide, whatever you are. If you're in different countries, then you have to understand, people, that there is abundance everywhere. There's energy everywhere. And what you need to know, firstly, command yourself. My abundance is my birthright. Abundance flows through me. I am open to receiving. The more I put energy out, the more I show up, the more I become a better beacon of, or say a better version of myself and a beacon of light. I am being of abundance to people in so many ways. And remember the saying, the more people you help, you get everything you want without even asking for it. It's a side effect, a very good side effect. So remember, abundance is flow. Flow is abundant. Remember, there is more than enough to go around, but you need to be that energy that is going to be. So this is the thing. You need to be that energy that other people are going to give you an energy exchange. The universe is going to give you an energy exchange in a lot of different ways. That is the abundance. But if you're sitting there doing nothing, not giving any energy out, the right energy out, do you think that you're going to have flow? Do you think you're going to have an exchange? No. So, we might do a job and there's a little bit of energy there and we get a little bit of abundance. Or you might be an entrepreneur and you might have 7 different income streams. So you're putting all this energy out, and like Chris says, $147,000 in each one, that's $1 million. Yes, I know for some, you think, geez, $147, I wouldn't mind be making that in one income stream. But if you limit yourself to that, that's what you'll get. And I used to have that scarcity mindset. I'm like, I'm happy just to make 80 grand a year, and even that's good. But then when you start to open your mind up and start to understand, like, hold on, let's just take it to the next level. And remember, when you start to get the energy exchange and the return, that's when you know that's when you're simply believing, I actually am abundant, okay? And remember, abundant isn't just for wealth, it's for your health, and that should be abundantly first, that you want to have abundance of health. So you don't want to be sitting down on a couch, or don't want to be looking at a hospital ceiling, because that's not abundant. But people go, oh, geez, I'm overweight, I'm big boned, I don't have the time, there's no good food, I can't, Hold on a second, that's a scarcity mindset around health. You do not need to spend big dollars to be healthy. Yeah, oh my God, being vegetarian, what am I going to eat? Scarcity mindset. There are just so many ways. If you want it bad enough, you will. Do you know what I mean? You go to Bali, most of the places are vegetarian there. Obviously, I'm a vegetarian, and when I moved to Bali, it's got the best food. Like, you're not eating a steak and you're feeling heavy. Look into what's in meat. Then trust me, you'll stop eating that. So have that abundant mindset. It's like if you're single, and you're like, there are no good people out there. You're actually functioning and are not a good person. But if you start putting out there that I'm going to function at my ability, I'm going to put out love, I'm going to be abundantly in love with myself, and then what energy I put out, I'm going to attract. Because a lot of people say, oh, there's no good men, there's no good women. Well, you saying that, you're not being a good version of yourself. So why would the universe say to you, well, okay, I'm going to reward you with that? Yeah? Makes sense? So that's in all life areas, that you want to put out that ripple effect. You want to put out that message. You want to put out that abundant thought pattern. There is abundant of health. There's abundant of wealth. There's abundant of contribution. There's abundant of creating a legacy. There's abundant of relationship. There's abundant of, whatever it needs to be in your life categories, that you want to be making sure that you are saying, it's open. I'm open to receive. The more and then the better I get at being me, the more I show up, the more I be abundantly me. That's what I say. The more I be abundantly me and get better at myself and feel free, give energy, give whatever it needs to be, knowledge, everything is energy, then that is giving you that flow. It's giving you that exchange. Cool? Think about this. Abundance is constant flow, and it's like a river, yeah? Some days the river will flow strong. Some days the river will back off a little bit. But what you need to understand, and how to keep that constant flow, that if you're constantly flowing and moving forward, remember, people, water actually starts to, it starts to dissolve, and eventually it takes away, when water goes around, it goes and it dissolves rocks, it goes through mountains. But if you're not moving forward, hey, Mr. Kirby, good to have you on. Absolute champion. Could be my new business coach there. I'm getting excited. I learned a lot of stuff on our call the other day, so I appreciate it. So with the abundance and obviously understanding the flow of water, that if you start stopping, it gets hard because you have to build traction. But if you're abundantly flowing every day, that yes, there's going to be a rock and you go around it. But yes, over time, if you keep flowing, you are going to go through that rock. You're going to go through that mountain. And that's like a challenge. But if you're not, you're just going to be going up against it and you are stopping the exchange. So learn the skills of being in flow, telling yourself, programming yourself, there's enough to go around. And this is a really good thing as well. So, and this is very applicable, even Anthony being on here. So a lot of people that are looking to invest in themselves are looking in, will be, I love it. See, there you go. His language, you see, he's already bullying me into in my language. I love it. That's why we will be. And I just didn't want to get you too excited. So a really cool thing that that understanding with, you know, geez, now you just broke my you broke my concentration. No, you didn't. But it's like understanding when you're investing, when you're investing in something, that people that don't have abundance or will never create abundance, that don't invest in themselves. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have this, I don't have that. Okay, when are you going to create it? Do you think that you're ever going to be abundant or one day just understand that? It's always done just waiting for the universe to catch up. Yes, love that. Time and space catch up, boom. And that's the biggest thing that I found, because I used to do the poor man's education, that, okay, what resources can I get, and I'll do it myself. But what happens is that's resources, but who is teaching me how to apply that? Who's teaching me how to do it the better way, the more efficient way? And when you start to give exchange to someone else, because I want what you've got, I want that exchange, I want that value, the universe starts to open up to say, hey, you're abundant, you want energy, you're giving energy, you're getting it back, you're creating better, then you're moving on. Because what happens when you exchange energy from a mentor or somebody, if you're a coach, or you are going to help someone some way, because you're adding to your life. It could be to your family, it could be someone down the street, it could be whoever. People will start to get motivated and people will start to get led just by you, not what you say, by what you do, and how you show up. And that's opening up abundance in so many ways, because people see you improving yourself, the abundance of respect, the abundance of authority, the abundance of power, the abundance of so much comes up into your life, and it's just because you don't even, and you're probably going, everyone's going, oh my God, that's right. You know, I'm opening up that door. But if you're not doing that, you're having that resistance of giving that value or giving that self-love. And that's what it's about, giving that love and appreciation in exchange. You really need to make sure that people, once you're doing that and you're giving that and you're making it work, then you're getting that knowledge, you're putting it into more people's lives, they're giving you energy. The more that you're doing that, you're learning again, you're investing in yourself, you're helping a bigger broad mass education of more people, they're giving you more energy, you're learning again, and then you're helping that. That's exactly how it happens. That is called abundance growth. And how are you going to grow, but if you're not gaining that, if someone else is not giving you that energy? And but what are you showing? You're giving, it's like the dance, it's like the tango, that someone's giving you that exchange, you're showing that you're worth it, you're learning, then because you've learned, you're exchanging that, and then off you go. It's very, very important. Anthony goes, giving with no expectations of any return is the #1 way for growth. It's ecologically sound and it moves you that's exactly right, exactly right. So if it's good for you, if it's good for them and the world, then you're helping everyone in the right environment. That's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm adding this value through our true authentic reality. So and that's why I'm saying there's clients on here that have paid money, have paid time, have been there from that. But I wanted everyone to get a bit of a taste for what we're doing. So how are you going to know if you don't have a bit of a taste for it? So abundance. It can be very misconcepted. So remember, just think of abundance. There's enough to go around. You just need to be abundantly giving to abundantly receive. Yeah? It's flow. So let's talk about happiness. This is a little bit of a tricky one. So that's normally happiness to a few people, yeah? But remember, what happiness is for me is different for you and different for everybody in the world through their structure of reality and their model of the world. So happiness is whatever it is that makes you into a better person, whatever happiness might be. Happiness might be that, that you're happy to wake up. Happiness might be that, it could be anything, that your football team wins or something or so on. So you need to be understanding that what you're doing and how you're moving forward and how you're growing, that happiness needs to be what is going to make you into a better person. So to give you an example to how to, and you know what we're talking about as well? We're talking about how do you embody happiness. So understanding how you embody happiness, it's a choice. So firstly, you need to get your head around of what makes you happy. What makes me happy is getting up firstly, knowing that I've got all my fingers, I've got all my feet, I wake up, I've got my beautiful partner next to me, knowing and just grateful to be alive. That's the first step. Then happiness is me feeling control of my life because I've put myself in a position to do what I want, with who I want, and when I want, yeah? And that gives me the power and the happiness to understand that I can do that. Then happiness is, to me, when you come into the next grasp of things, is understanding that I'm functioning at my best ability throughout the day. And then when I'm having amazing coaching calls and I'm seeing people's faces light up, or I'm doing a live stream where I get up and I've got these beautiful messages from people, that is happiness for me. So that is value, because I'm following my path, I'm following my journey, I'm following my mission and my purpose of being able to be one of the most influential people in creating transformational spaces, firstly in Australia, then around the world, yeah? That's my main goal. As you can't see, I've got a big business plan here. Oh, you can see, sorry, because I'm doing the opposite. I've done that flip so you guys can see what I'm writing, but you get what I'm talking about. So let me just see what's going on. Boom. Yep, cool. So we're going to rock that out. So happiness is a choice. And if you do not know what happiness is, oh, I'm smiling. But no, hold on a minute. Happiness is also a feeling. Happiness is when you feel convicted, when you have energy. It could be a number of things. So what I would say to you, I would say get a piece of paper and start writing really what happiness is to you and start to go deep, because how can you actually feel happy or know you're happy if you haven't really gone deep with that? And that's what it can be. There's obviously a strategy. There's a convincer strategy. There's an internal driver that these things need to fire off for a human to feel happy, for a human to feel abundant, for a human to feel joy and love. And if you do not know what your convincer strategy is and your internal drivers, and we're going to be teaching that at the 2-day workshop, and we always teach it at the retreats, the 23 times that we've done it over the years. And it's amazing, because what you think or what you might, not really feel, it's what you think that makes you happy actually isn't really what makes you happy. It's not making you feel the right way. So you might think that, okay, going out drinking and having drinks makes me happy. No, but that's actually smothering something. It's a band-aid. So we really want to connect with not what we think makes us happy, what we feel and know that truly makes us happy. And that's going to elect your internal drivers and your internal beliefs that, okay, that's what I need. I need to do this, to this, to this, to this for me to feel happy. Yeah. And how do you embody happiness? Firstly, people, that you know what happiness is to you, and it's a choice. It's a choice to understand that, do I sit there, listen to that rubbish, or feel sorry for myself, or to be happy? I'll give you an example. I know some people that have little, that, they might be living in a little flat, or even in Bali, yeah? So Bali, I was staying in this beautiful villa, and next door there was like a little shed, and there was probably about 15 people in there. And I'm like, how can they survive in there? They're next to a rice field, rice paddies, water. There's bloody, you can see these bugs everywhere. There's some snakes, there's mosquitoes. But the people come out and they've got a smile on their face. They choose to be happy. They choose that's what they love. They're around it. It's a choice. In every moment you have a choice to be happy. Another example, I know some people that have endless money, that drive around in Ferraris, live in flash places, this and that, and they pretend to be happy, but they are actually miserable, because what they have created a life built up on band-aids. rip it off. They have created a life built up on wants and haves. And it's just, well, I want that, and I have this, and I want this, and have this. But that's not truly, they haven't sat there. What truly makes me happy? And they would know what makes them happy, but they're too scared to face it or create it because they do not want to lose this band-aid, this false world, which is a materialistic aspect. And that fills a void in a lot of people, yeah? And that's the biggest thing, that in every situation, through an argument, through something, through a challenge, you have a choice to feel happy or to allow yourself to be affected by energy or a state, yeah? So how to embody it, it's firstly a choice and actually understanding what happiness means to you and what values do you need, what beliefs do you need, and what are your internal drivers that actually make you happy, yeah? Quite simple, but quite complicated if some people will be looking at it as well. So the third one is joy. And joy, again, who said that word? It's just a recommendation. Joy is just something that we throw up there, but it can mean a lot. It can mean what's joy, and whatever it means to you. So what it means to me, and how I've elaborated through the time, and it keeps evolving. You know, the more I get evolved, the more everything, the more life. You know, the more I self-discover, because I'm on a journey to self-realization and self-discovery, and the more I realize who I am and who I'm not, and the more I discover myself. What that understands is that we're being able to move forward, and that gives you a really amazing aspect and an understanding how to really see the world, how to feel it, how to experience it, so on and so forth. So joy for me is seeing and understanding that in life that I could just be, is grasping onto the little things in life. I could be in a park. I could be, you know, and what I get a lot of joy out, I get a lot of joy out with my coaching calls. I get a lot of joy out doing live streams. I get a lot of joy out teaching and expressing energy, because what that does is it's teaching me to show up and be and practice to be a better version of me every day. It's adding value into people's lives, yeah? Everything that I do, I'm inspired, not because I have to do it, because I won't, and my team know that. Because what will happen is, if I am not in my energy, if I'm not up to scratch, I'll say, guys, look, I'm taking a few days off, I'm not in my right energy, I'm not going to force being and just showing up and not being nowhere near, you know, my ability, or being nowhere near my abundance of my potential, yeah? It makes sense, and it's fair for everyone. Why should you, you know? And that's it with humans. Well, I'm not going to go and play grand final, and you know I'm injured. I'm going to wait till my injury gets better, then let's play and let's win. So, and if we've got that, you know, if we've got that leeway, then it works out well. So joy is understanding and being grateful. Yeah, joy is created by you being grateful and creating joy and happiness. You know, I won't go into happiness, but it's very similar, joy and happiness, that you want to be able to understand and in a frame of mind. Because one of my meanings of life is to see joy and happiness in every moment of life. So it's being able to shift your mind and understanding and being joyful no matter what's going on. So that's being, you know, giving you that understanding of appreciation, giving you that understanding of gratitude, giving you that understanding of, okay, whatever's going to happen that's there's always a solution. Let's be in the place of joy, because that moves you into cause. That moves you away from the effect, the problem, into cause, and moving you into a solution. So being joyful gives you that leeway, and you're out of that sticky point, you know, because something can happen and you can react. But if you're in that joyful mode, you're in the resourceful state, you're feeling fantastic, you're feeling strong, you're ready to go, and that's going to be able to move you into a place of finding a solution and actually seeing things for what they are and what they're not, seeing things for what they are and more, not for what they're less. Yeah, so you know, when we see something, if we're in a state of being in joyful or being in a state of joy, we won't see things worse than they are. Most likely, we will see things smaller than they need to be. So something will happen because we're in a state of joy. Boom, let's go through whatever happens, and we make it smaller in our mind because we're in a state of high feelings, in a state of happiness, in a state of joy, and we'll be able to move through that, yeah? So a way you want to embody this, people, is by programming your mind, success priming, meditation, scripting, seeing things and being in a joyful frame of mind and ingesting that knowledge. When you read a book, you're joyful because you're excited. You're like, oh, give me more, give me more. Or you go and do a seminar. Right now, you're in a state of joy. Hopefully some of you are, that you're in a state of joy that you're like, oh, geez, this is great. This is making sense. I never knew that. So that's opening you up to growth. Like, I saw this really cool quote and it said, water the mind to feed the soul. And I thought, how good is that? Because lately I've been really feeling like my sense of joy or the feeling of joy, I haven't really been feeling joyful. It feels like everything's becoming robotic. And what I found was, the reason why this was happening, because you're giving a lot of outside energy, but you're not rewiring yourself. You're not taking in that knowledge. You're not watering the mind to feed the soul. So when I started to stop and started to be more joyful and started to learn, I started to get into that state of feeling joy and happy and abundant and, and full of love. It's because you're taking in this, you read a book and you go, oh, geez, look at that. I've just learned that. And then actually, boom, fires something off in your mind. Oh, I can't wait to execute that. I can't wait to teach it. Yeah. So embodying joy is understanding and being in that state of joy, which is aligning yourself consciously and unconsciously, putting in yourself in that state of joy so you can move forward and you can see that. Because when you're in a state of joy throughout the day, you will get through everything. You will tack everything front on. You will instead of making things bigger than they are, you will make them smaller than they are. You will get through them. You will move away from the effect. And you'll move towards cause, the solution, because you're in a state of joy. You will save heartaches, it will save relationships, it saves a lot of wasted energy. So it's a good one to have. All these are, that's why I've put them all together. And the biggie, what have we got here? Awesome. So, love. How do you embody love? Yeah? How do we embody love? I know it's a black heart, but love. How do we embody love? So it comes down to obviously understanding what love is for me. It's different for you. I know that the movies, I know Valentine's Day, because I'll be honest with you, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, because why should there be a date when all of us are like sheep, that we go to a place that's more expensive, that everyone is celebrating love and celebrating on the same day? Why do you need to have Valentine's Day to express love? Why can't it be like that every day? It's like Christmas. Why do we need to get excited, be joyful, give presents, be nice to one another, have time off, go with the family because someone says it's Christmas? What is Christmas? Does it exist? Is it real? Or is it just something that's conditioned? Yeah? Christmas should be every day. Valentine's Day should be every day. You don't need to wait, oh, geez, I'm going to take my partner out. I actually hate that because everyone else is doing it. I want my partner to feel special. I want love. I don't want to be sitting in there, there's a chair there and this person's there. The prices are more expensive. It takes it away. So you really need to understand that. So what you really want to be understanding as well, that's firstly, how do you feel love? So knowing what I know, and a really cool thing that is, again, electing the strategies. And for my beautiful partner Jabbar, I thought I knew how she felt love. Yeah? And that's me thinking. But now I know and I feel how she feels love. So she told me you need to do this and this and this and this, and you feel love. And this is a real powerful thing that you can elect that, and that's going to get you to your desired outcome efficiently, effectively, and very powerfully. And when we learned this at the retreats, when we're going to be teaching at the 2-day workshop, it is so efficient. And because what happens is, when we think about all our life categories, the reason why you're not achieving them, because you truly don't know how to get there. You truly don't know what actually ignites your body, your mind, your soul, how it aligns it for you to be the best version of yourself. You just don't know it. And by electing your internal drivers and motivators, what you can focus on, and then you can rely on yourself. Am I doing that? Am I doing that? No, hold on a minute. And you rely on yourself, you actually can start going there and you function as an efficient machine. This is the secret of the super successful people. And this is a whole nother subject. And as I'm saying, and why I'm teaching you this as well, because the whole purpose of the true authentic reality and how to embody abundance, happiness, joy, and love, it is because this is what I had to learn for me to be the leader I am today. This is what I had to work through. This is what I had to push through so I could be the leader that I am today. And I learned this through an understanding of, so there's two people that do matrix energetics, yeah? So there's Dr. Richard Bartlett and Enjoy Love, or Mel Love. And the understanding of knowing this and how to embody it and how to move forward. And I also learned it through my mindset coach, Michelle Masters, look her up. And she talks about there's a relationship course, there's a self-love course, there's a money magic course, there's a family constellations where, you know, you connected to your ancestors and how to wipe out all that that timeline, that rubbish and all that noise from your ancestors, because you actually are connected down your DNA strain. So with all that and understanding that, like, firstly, doesn't matter what you say love is, doesn't matter what the TV or, you know, the billboards or whatever, love is, yes, we know it is the most powerful feeling, it's the most powerful energy, but the way I experience it, the way you experience it, the way the world experiences is completely different. The way it is metabolized in our body, the way we engulf it is completely different as well. So what I say to you, firstly, again, understand, sit down, write down when you actually feel love. Yeah? When I feel love, when I know that my partner comes up to me and gives me a hug and gives me a kiss, and it's like a spontaneous, you know, I'm so proud of you. Or my mum comes up and gives me a kiss and kisses me on the head. Yeah? I feel love when I know that with my clients, they've had an amazing breakthrough and they say thank you, so on and so forth. There's just so many ways that, you know, I feel love, and they're external representations, and I feel love within myself, knowing that I deserve to be the best version of me, because the more I be the best version of me, we can become the best version of we. Yeah, me being a leader, I'm here to lead you all into being the best version of me, which is you. Yeah, so the better I get at being me, the better we get at being we. Yeah, and I know that I'm going to love myself because the world needs me in my power. I'm going to love myself because I deserve that. I'm going to love myself because people need me to lead them out of the way. And that's the simple thing. It's not, well, I think I'm too good. No, I'm a leader. I know I'm a leader, and I'm going to be a leader until you put me into a hole. That's why I've been put on this planet. There's no ifs or rights. There's no me being arrogant. I'm a convicted motherfucker, and that's it. You know, not convicted criminal, convicted, you know what I mean. So that's what it's about. Understanding love is a feeling of certainty. Understanding love, when you feel love and you know that, just say in an example as well, and again, it's different for everyone else, that someone might have done something bad to you. Someone might have done something that you just like, how can you forgive that? How can you even fathom to have that person in your environment? But because you come from a place of love, yes, you might get a little bit heated up, but instead of you just going, fuck this, and creating it and keeping a pain, and you're going to have this splinter of this person around in your head, and then you have another one, you know, all these problems, and before you know it, you've got all these massive splinters of all this resistance with people. But the way you release that is through love. Okay, it's the past. Humans do fuck up. Let's put this behind us. Let's embrace love. Let's move forward, and you will feel it. Me and Elaine were talking about this today, and you'll feel a massive sense of, oh, you know what, this is, and that's what it's about. You're not being the bigger person. You're not sitting there judging, I'm a better person. It's about giving love. Yeah, giving love to others, and you're knowing that is okay, yes, you did that. Not saying that we have to be best friends, not saying you have to be in my area, but I just give you love and just move on, because that sets you free. Love gives you inner peace, yeah? And how you embody love is not from someone else being in a relationship, because two halves do not make a whole. How you embody love is by you practicing self-love, self-worth, and self-acceptance every day. And that looks different to a lot of people, yeah? And the way I like to practice self-love, self-worth, and self-acceptance, or whatever it is, they're just words, they're recommendations, terminologies, is that I will get up. Some days I don't get up, some days I slept in today, and I will get up and I will focus the self-love, the relationship with me. And I will know that I'm worthy. I know that I don't need someone else, so I feel whole. I feel comfortable in my own skin. I am loved, because the more that I show up in love, the better I turn that person around. That's it. If I show up with aggression, if I show up with hate, if I show up with anything else, that especially me being on my purpose and on my vision to being a world-known leader, that it doesn't work. So I know that in my relationship, when I show up being a loving masculine leader, our relationship's fantastic. In my relationship with my parents, when I show up being a loving son, a loving brother to my sister, a loving uncle to my nieces and nephews, a loving, a nephew to my auntie and the rest of it, and a loving godson to my grandma who's 98. You put people into a different state automatically. And it's simple. That, through that energy, someone could be in a shit mood and someone could be in a down mood. But if you come from a place of love, you change them. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's a power. It's a gift that, and that's what it's about. That even like, I know some days, I have a little bit of a shit stir, that you find that life gets easy when you operate from love, yeah? Life gets easy when you operate from love, because what I say to them, and it's not hard love. I always love to lead with the truth, because some people want to live and they want to grow and they want to change, they want to lose weight and they want money and they want to have great sex and they want all these great things, they want these flashy stuff. I go, fantastic, that's great, but what are you willing to do? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to, why do you keep saying that and you want it? Because what if I say to you, and this comes from love, because if it didn't, I'll just say, hey, all right, next. And this is what I say to people is that, well, you're saying that you want growth. You're saying that you want to have this new life. Then if you truly love yourself, you will find everything in your power to find the time, to make that commitment. Because guess what? That was me. Because when I truly stepped into that self-love, that nothing was a limit, that the world was my oyster, that I would do everything in my power to be able to get what I want, do what I want, and create that life. So that's what you need to understand, that with that self-love, that if I wanted to enroll in a course and invest in myself and I didn't have the money, I would find a way. It wouldn't, it would take me a bit of time, but I would find a way. Then I would sit there and go, wow, how able am I? How powerful am I? Because I have loved myself and I've put the gears, I've put the gears in motion, and the universe has brought people into me, resources, and then all of a sudden, here you go. And I'm like, fuck, that is a perfect sign of me loving myself and believing. When I don't have the results, when I have resistance, then you're completely unaligned. You're not with your self-love. So a lot of people have said to me, Lee, I love what you're doing. I'm in this pain. I feel lost. I feel like I'm going in circles. I don't really like my job. My partner's this, or I'm feeling alone. All this stuff is happening. And I'm like, okay, then what I say to them and what I say to you all, if you do not allow me to, if you don't surrender to me or somebody that's been there and you trust that can help you, then you're going to keep doing what you're doing and you do not have the results. So why would you keep doing it? Because what happens is your mind is conditioned to, when you have a breakthrough, when you know that you're about to move forward, that your mind is going to do everything in its power to keep you safe. Yeah, in the comfort zone, not safe, comfort. And it's going to throw up. Your ego is going to go, hey, we've got no time. We've got no money. This is not for us. I'll go to the next one. And guess what? That is not going to lead you, because what you will end up doing, you will end up making an excuse. And what you will do is that when pain comes, oh, look, I need help now. And, can I come to the next one because my partner left me and I lost my job. And, the doctor said I've got this and I need to change. No, you need to be changing in love, not in pain. Change in love, not in pain. Yeah? So, and you want to be changing and wanting to move forward because, I've been getting this all the time. And I say to people, okay, so you're contacting me because you obviously want to change. You spent enough time. Why are you? Because that's the thing. If you allow people to do what they want, they will get influenced by the powers that be. They'll get influenced by other people that don't love themselves. They'll get influenced by the energy because the world, let's be honest, doesn't love itself. It's take, what can I take? What can I do? I'll step in front of this person. I'll do this. I'm going to push my pain onto people. I'm not saying that's everyone. There are light workers out there like myself, like Eleni, like a few other people out there as well. And they're here to lead congruently and with integrity. But what I say to you people, and that's what I said in the live stream last night, when you elect that and embody that love, because I'll be honest, and Eleni can back me up, when she came to the retreat, she didn't love herself. Yeah, she did not love herself. When she came to the retreat, it was blame her husband, blame this person, blame that person, blame. And I'm looking there and I said, Eleni, I want to ask you a question. Do you think the way you're functioning, that's the woman your husband married? And she's like, fuck, that's right. Because what about you? It takes two to tango. What about if you were in your power as that leader, that feminine leader with a bit of masculine to get shit done, and you loved yourself and you radiated love? Do you think that you'd turn your husband around? And she goes, fuck, that's a good point. Of course it is a good point, because it's not the point, it's the fucking, it's the matter of the whole thing. It is that. It is what it is. And it's the same that, you're thinking, oh, this is not working, but hold on, turn the mirror back at you. Oh, fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? There you go. Oh my God, yes. And then it's just like, oh. And then you go, okay, I get it. And then now she said to me, but Lee, I love myself. Let's see. I love the Melbourne lingo, or the Australian Greek lingo. I wasn't going to say wog because I don't like that. So the good thing about what Eleni, the change in Eleni now since she loves herself, instead of her going, I can't do it, I don't get it, I'm not smart enough, I didn't go to school, oh, it's hard. She's like, all right, yeah, I fucking love myself. Like, the challenge is on. That was on our coaching call today. She's like, beautiful, okay, what do I need to do? And so I said to her, all right, you're going to prove to me, and I'm saying in my head, if you love yourself, if you want it, you're going to send me an email, what we went through in our coaching call, and you're going to teach me how, what I've given you, that knowledge, those tasks, that skill, whatever it is, that information, that energy, how you're going to apply it in your life, and how you're going to get the result by doing it, how you're going to make it all real, how you're going to bring it into your reality. And she looked for a moment, she dropped down into her heart center, and she's like, fucking on, we're on. It's on like Donkey Kong. And that's a massive change. That's not confidence. That's not positive ego. That is fucking love. Because confidence is a lie. It's a lie. Oh, I'm confident. There's a person that shows up like this, that's called insecurity, because you're going to show up, well, I'm going to be this fake person because really inside I'm really fucking shit scared. But someone that loves themselves, who's confident, insecurity is loud, confidence and love is quiet. Yeah? There's no such thing as you can't if you can sometimes. What did Kremen say? There's no such thing as can't if you want something in life. It's definitely possible. Exactly. So the thing with that is, when you love yourself, people, there is no obstacles. There's no limiting beliefs. You will find a way. You will push that through, because guess what? When your back is against the wall, when there is pain, when there's heartache, that's when you want to get motivated. But once you get motivated from pain, you are nowhere at your potential to achieve or to get the result that you desire. But once you are motivated in love, because some people say, look, why are these people still working or creating this business, and they could have retired 15 years ago? They've got all the money, they've achieved it, they've got their goals, they've got the trophies, accolade, titles. Why do they want to keep going? And a lot of the time is because they love themselves enough that they just want to keep going. They don't do it because they're at the top of there. I love myself enough, I want to stay healthy. I want to keep moving forward. And it's energy, it's flow, it's a routine. Because when you truly love yourself, life doesn't feel and think and seem and know as meaningless tasks, as a struggle, as a fight, as you're climbing up the ladder. Because when you're in love, you are doing that because you're saying, I deserve it. Or you're doing it because that life is mine. It's a gift. You're doing it because the world is my oyster. What I put in is what I put out. I'm abundant. The more energy that I put out, it will come in. I am happy because I choose to be happy in every moment. I am joyful because when I'm joyful, nothing is too big. I see a solution. I will get around it. In my mind, automatically everything goes small. And more importantly, when I'm in love, I won't stop. I'm in my power. I'm certain. Once I'm in love, I'm protected. I know that because I love myself, that's all that I need at the end of the day. The rest of the things don't matter. But this is a simple thing, yeah? This is the thing that happens. That when you have a challenge, when you have something that doesn't work right, when someone says something, when you do that, what you need to do, you can react in a way that you will allow that person's low vibration, that person's comment, that person's action, the world, the environment to affect you, because you'll act, oh, that person said this person done that, they cut me off, oh no. But what I'm going to say to you is when you're in your self-love, it is what it is. It's just an activity. It's just an action. It's just a situation. And it drops the emotion that doesn't serve you. Remember that. And for the people that have contacted me and said, well, I need this, I need to grow, I need to do that, but I don't have the time, I don't have the money. People, you are going down a dark and dingy, fucking destructive road. Because if you say that now, when are you going to love yourself to find the time? When are you going to love yourself to create the money? When you're in pain. And when you're in pain and your backup is against the wall, I'll find the money and I'll find to do this and I'll find to do that. You know when people owe money exchange or they do that, it's because they don't love themselves enough to be able to go and give that exchange. You know when people hold back money, oh I can't, or I don't want to do this, and oh I've got all these other things happening. Because what they're saying is they're not devaluing the person, they don't value themselves. They don't. And this is very hard for some people to understand. It was for me. I'm like, I value myself. Don't say that to me. I love myself. And my coach goes, really? Okay, I'm going to put you through this. So he put me through this set of questions. He put me through this guided meditation. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. Because if I love myself, nothing is a limitation. Nothing is a roadblock. Nothing is a full stop. Nothing is too big. Nothing is too small. Nothing is a big ask. Everything is, okay, that's what it is. I'm going to get it. I'm not just going to get it. I'm going to get it, step over that, and I'm moving on to the next thing. And when you're in that power, people, that's when you know you are truly aligned with abundance is flowing through you, in you. It's your birthright, that you choose to be happy every moment, and because you're happy, you will find a way, and nothing, you don't let that negative emotion or those false emotions affect you. And then you will know this because you're joyful. You'll see joy and happiness. You won't see darkness. You will see the strengths in every person and everyone in every world. And because you truly know that when you're in your love, you will activate your abundance, you activate your happiness, and you activate your joy. And when you're in love, people, you're not going to make an excuse. You will find a way. Okay? So I'm sure that added a lot of value to you. I know when I was teaching that just then, my mind's going, you better listen, told you so, told you so. My left brain's going, yes, we knew this. And, creative brain, logical brain. So awesome stuff. So obviously, people, and there's a lot of people from the public that are on here. If you're someone that wants to be able to express themselves, be able to create a business, to be able to be a leader, to be able to be someone of influence, to strive and thrive, of being in this whole new coaching world of someone of massive influence and contribution, then the true authentic reality, as you know, it's for people that are wanting to align with themselves, get out of their head, come into their heart, learn to communicate, being able to be the best version of themselves. Then this, I don't like to call it online service, it doesn't give it justice. This massive environment, we call it a family, men and women all around the world. We've got people in New Zealand, people in Australia, people in America, people in Europe, people in Thailand, where else? Yeah, so all different countries people have been, clicking in from. And that's what it's about. And obviously, we've got our big following in Australia. So the true authentic reality is that that you've had this warrior, this priestess, or I should say goddess, not priestess, that is been in here. And that's what I did. I had that 6 years ago. And if it wasn't from learning how to communicate, if it wasn't from expressing myself through my heart, if it wasn't learning all these skills, how to become the identity and character you need to become, if it wasn't learning how to lead people, if it wasn't learning how to create tribes, create, legacies, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's why I'm so passionate about my true authentic reality. Yeah. If this is something of interest to you, and if you've taken any value away, then get in contact with me. It's every, so we're up to season 4. So I created this mid last year. And what we do is, there is 16 sessions, and each session for the seasons we evolve because I learn, and then we just keep moving forward. So each topic, so season 1, we're up to season 4. So each week there is a Tuesday at 7 p.m. and there's a Thursday at 7 p.m. and then that's so we have that ongoing. There might be a week that we have to miss because of something, or I've been busy, or I've got an event on. But what we do is the last 15 and 16 subjects, which the beautiful team, we have an amazing family, very, very strong support cast, that people will, that they will pick that. So something that they really want to work on, they'll put it into a survey, and then I'll go, okay, cool, what's got the most votes? Let's rock that out as well. So it's fantastic. And the biggest thing I want to leave you with, everything is recorded and put into a membership site. So there's like about 70 high-end, priceless videos that once you join, you're in for life. Yeah, once you pay the commitment, you don't have to pay anymore, and you're in for life. And you have an encyclopedia, and you've got a library of priceless knowledge with my big buffhead coming to you. I'm doing all the live streams from New Zealand, from Bali, from America, Hollywood. So all the times I went, for my traveling, I was always rocking it out. In America, I was getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get this message out to you. So the true authentic reality, if you want to know more about it, send me an inbox. And family, for my true authentic reality, that's on every time. We go strong. And what we do, team, in the group, we're going to do growth work. So every time after this, the team, if you're like going, what's growth work? It's like homework, but we call it growth work. We're not homework. So team, the biggest takeaways, your biggest golden nuggets, put it in the private group, because what you've seen, someone else might have not seen, and you're going to teach them even more as well. So growth work, people, put it up in the group, the biggest takeaways, biggest golden nuggets, and more importantly, how are you going to apply the learnings to take them into your reality? Awesome night, guys. That was the true authentic reality. I'm Lee Bundy, the CEO of Team Beast Mode International, the founder of the creator of the Ultimate Polarity Correction and Identity Creation, and now the social experience in Melbourne, which is going to be going around all cities around Australia. I'm the messenger of strength and the messenger and the truth. So there you go, the messenger of strength and the messenger of truth. We added it. Thank you, guys. I'm sure this added massive value. Thank you for your time, your contribution, and your attention. Have an awesome night.